Now, before Brian May grew up to be an astrophysicist, before he grew up to be the guitarist in Queen, he loved 3D photographs, what the Victorians used to call stereoscopic images, two photographs shot for the left and right eye and then viewed together through a special viewfinder. Brian May didn't just collect them as a child, he took 3D cameras on the road as Queen toured the world with their lead singer, the late Freddie Mercury. Now May has published the photos in a new book, complete with a new stereoscopic viewfinder that he designed himself. I went to meet him and find out more about the glamour and the surprising intimacy of many of those photographs that have been unseen for so many years.
While we were on tour with Queen, I would go off and meet various photo dealers and go to photo fairs and stuff. I was always immersed in stereoscopy as well as touring.
Where did the interest come from? I can see a Weetabix, a packet of animal cards, and this is the start of your fascination, isn't it?
Yeah,
something you got in a cereal box.
Yeah, that's right. See, in those days, life was so exciting. You opened your cereal packet and you got a toy as well as your food. So it may not have been my favourite cereal up to that point, but at that point it became my favourite cereal because I always got a little card in it, and the card had two pictures of it on it side by side, as you can see here.
You can see a kangaroo here on the top of the
Yeah,
stack.
the first one I ever saw was this one that's in the viewer, which is a hippopotamus, and they're two little flat pictures. They don't look particularly exciting, but it said send away 1 and 6pence for your viewer, and a packet top from the Weetabix packet. So I did that and I got my viewer, I put the card in the viewer, and the magic happened. Suddenly I wasn't looking at a flat picture anymore, I was looking through a window at what looked like a real hippopotamus, and just quite frighteningly three-dimensional. You could almost smell his breath. And I thought, this is amazing, why doesn't everybody do 3D pictures the whole time? So I got hooked, and in common with quite a lot of people who get hooked at a young age on this stuff, it's for life. I've never stopped being excited about stereo pictures. I figured out how the Weetabix thing was done very quickly. I thought, you know, we've got two pictures here which look the same, but actually one picture's taken from the position of the left eye and one picture's taken from the position of the right eye. They're slightly different. They have little parallax differences. So I figured out how to do it. And I used my little Woolworths camera here, the VP Twin, to take a picture here, click, move 2.5 inches to the right, take another picture, click, and I pasted my pictures on these little cards, put them in the Weetabix viewer, and they worked.
Oh, this is from 1959.
Yeah, this is my... And I invented a company. Yeah, that's my back door, and my dad whitewashing the ceiling. It's my very first stereo picture in 1959.
You were a scientific child. Was it the physics, or was it just the power of the image that appealed to you, do you think?
You know what, it's both. I've always resisted this pressure to become a scientist or an artist, and to me they're absolutely linked, and the complete rounded human being needs both. So yes, I was entranced by the images themselves, as I still am, but I was also entranced by the techniques that were used to bring those images to our consciousness.
All the years you've been touring with Queen, that all the way through that amazing time, you were taking 3D photos and were obsessed with this technology.
On tour you play 2 hours a night, but there's a lot of other stuff going on. You know, cruising around in boats and planes and trains, and we saw the world from a very privileged position, if you like, because we weren't just tourists.
Also quite intimate moments backstage. You know, there are photographs of Freddie Mercury kind of putting on makeup. Tell me about what it felt like finding some of those images after so much time.
Yeah, of course it is intimate, and I think all of us slightly freeze when there's a cameraman around. You know, Freddie particularly, you know, he was quite shy, you know, and if there was a cameraman in a proper shoot, he would sort of slightly stiffen up. But of course I had my camera with me the whole time, as we all did. So we snapped away pictures of each other without even any kind of consciousness that there was anything going on. So everything backstage and stuff is very relaxed. That's the difference, you know, and no one's ever seen this stuff. No one, ever, including me in some cases. Every time I looked at one of these in the viewer, it stirred up so many memories. It's so evocative. It's like you're there.
Which must make it quite emotional.
It does for me. I got quite emotional about some of this, yes it did. It stirred up all sorts of stuff, especially when I found pictures of Freddie that I didn't even know I had. See this lovely picture of Freddie? He's completely relaxed and he's being helped with his makeup here.
The beautiful eyeliner, the elegant profile. It's a very close-up in makeup.
It's nice as a big picture, but look at it in the stereoscope and see how you feel about that.
Wow.
It's a different experience, isn't it?
Yeah, the profile comes alive.
I just feel looking at that, you know, he's there, he's alive. It looks like you could touch him. So, yeah, the book is very special to me, and I suppose it's kind of closure for me as well, you know, because retracing all those steps through the years, I feel like I've looked at them from a distance and kind of re-evaluated everything.
So while you're talking, I'm looking at this picture of the young you holding up. This is one of your 3D cameras, isn't it?
Yeah. Isn't that the 1950s?
You look so intense. When was that taken?
This is about 1978 or something, I suppose. And you're seeing a stereo camera. I'm doing a selfie of myself. See, I was pretty early in the game with selfies.
Wow.
So this is a stereoscopic selfie, which I took in a bathroom someplace. Yeah, in a hotel somewhere, you know.
There's a wonderful selection of photographs in the book from the shoot for the video of Radio Gaga. And one, there's the old sort of retro styling of it, like Metropolis, but also this golden age of video making, and all captured on your camera. I'm amazed you had the time.
You know, making videos, you do a lot of sitting around, so shooting pictures is quite a pleasure.
This was the salute, all in white, and yeah, there's a kind of there's almost a feathered effect to them all coming off the page.
Yeah, it's an amazing sight. It was an amazing sight.
And then also the double hand clap, which of course everyone will remember from the video. And again, the figure of the four of you picked out in red, looking out over that sea of white figures in the crowd.
Yeah, you're talking about the golden age of video. You're absolutely right, I think. Some people get the wrong idea about everything. They said, oh, why are you doing this double Hitler salute, you know? And we go, the video is about this, you know. It's about, you know, and of course the Metropolis film is, as well, you know, is about revolution. It's about people en masse making themselves heard. So in a sense, you know, beneath the light-heartedness of the Radio Gaga song, there is all this kind of subtext in the video, which I feel proud about. Stereo cameras still exist. This is a stereo camera, has the two lenses here, one for each eye, and you get an instant stereo, which I can show you. This is radio, but you know, if I take a picture of you, Samira, like this, you can instantly see it on the back of this camera.
I'm a 3D artwork by Brian May.
You are in 3D.
That's brilliant. Brian May. Sadly, even with him taking the photo, I do not look as glamorous as Freddie Mercury. And the book, Queen in 3D, is out now.
BBC Radio 4.